Good morning, everyone. This is Clinton Dishman with Break Down Your Barriers, and today I want to talk about not letting our past define us. I want to go a little more in depth about this because I think it's something that a lot of us struggle with. From a young age, like I said in my prior post, my father got cancer when I was 6. But one of the things during my early childhood and through my teenage years was suffering severe physical and mental abuse. I was abused by pastors of the church physically. I was beaten, thrown against walls, punched. At home, I was beaten with belts, and not just like getting a standard whooping. It was, belt buckles, this and that. And at the age of 14, I remember my father trying to kill me with a butcher knife. I had said something that he didn't like, and he decided to grab a butcher knife and chase me. And it took me grabbing a chair and my mother to get out of the situation and thankfully not get harmed. Now, I wanted to shed a little light real quick. My father was very, very sick with cancer, not an excuse. But still, all of this led to me developing, addiction problems. At a young age, I started using drugs and alcohol. Progressively got worse as I got more into my teens. And then I got my girlfriend pregnant. And like I said, I joined the military, and that career ended due to getting hurt. Sadly, though, when I got out of the military, I started taking the path of methamphetamine. Became highly addicted to it, to where I was a deadbeat. I had sold my own mother to get a fix. And there's a lot of things I don't remember due to the amount of drugs I was using. I mean, to be quite frank and honest, I should be dead by now with all the drugs I was doing. I remember at the age of 20, I decided to try to quit. It was the first time I wanted to try and get sober. And I came home, and my mom and my stepdad decided to put me in a pop-up trailer on the side of the house. I wasn't allowed in their home, even though I was trying to get well. I always battled depression and suicide, and at this time, I actually tried to take my life because I just didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I ended up getting put in a hospital, and when I came back, all my stuff was out on the front porch, and I was homeless again. As I had said, I had been homeless for 4 years. I've eaten out of trash cans. I've been, so high that I'd be walking down the street and coming down that my entire body would shake. Always looking for the next fix, always looking to get high. Never wanting to face the reality and face my demons. Again, when I turned 23 is when I really decided to stop doing drugs, and I walked away from it. It wasn't an easy task. I suffered, I went through the withdrawals, felt like electricity going through my body every single night, craved it, I wanted it, but I knew I didn't want to do drugs anymore. So to help cope with that, I started drinking more. And it didn't stop. I never wanted to face my realities. I never wanted to face the demons that I had deep inside, as well as the hurt and the pain. So I proceeded to continue to drink, even being married and having children and having my business. I would go out with my buddy and get so drunk and get behind the wheel of a car. And thankfully, no one ever got hurt. But it was just a cycle that I kept living. And then at the age of 26, I decided to go to college. For a brief moment in time, I stopped drinking because I was focused on college. The problem is even during my time focused on college, that's all I was focused on. I wasn't taking into consideration my wife and my children and my loved ones. I was absorbed into it. But when I got out of college, I slipped back into alcoholism because it felt like I lost myself again. I was always trying to find myself in something and never could. One thing I didn't mention is at the age of 25, I got diagnosed with OCD, PTSD, and 2 other forms of anxiety, which really bothered me because I was like, great, now I have a mental illness. So that also led to more drinking. One of the problems with that, though, is that I got prescribed medication that did not work well with my alcohol, and it just kind of compounded the problem even more. Um, as I went through my alcoholism, I used to tell everybody, "Oh, I just drink because I'm stressed," or "Oh, I made every excuse in the book." There was even times when I was going through hard times, in between jobs or something like that, that I would slip and do coke or something like that because I was just so drunk that my guard was down. I tell you all of this to tell you this, and that is that even through all of that, even being a drug addict, even through the abuse, even through the alcohol, you know, I still wanted to do the right thing. I still pushed myself, and I was a good provider. I just wasn't me. I wasn't facing my demons. I wasn't facing and addressing the issues that were lying beneath the surface. And finally, I had decided that, a while back to do that. And it wasn't a fun experience. It was hard, really, really hard. Um, but as I've done that, and as I've gone through life coaching, and as I've, started opening up and breaking down my barriers, I began to realize how beautiful life is. And how, although my past may be tainted with mistakes and regrets, I can't change it. What I can do is learn from it. And one of the things I've learned is that our pasts don't define us. They are a story, they are lessons. And if we're able to take those lessons and use them to help better ourselves and, with what I'm trying to do, better others, then those experiences are worth a lot because they give you a different viewpoint. They give you a different perspective on life. You know, we are going to face trials and tribulations in this life. Life is not easy by any means, but it's how we perceive life. It's what we look at. It's what we cherish. It's what we value. Don't live in regret. Don't live stuck in the past. It's over. It's done with. You cannot change it. But you can use it to be better, to help others, and to, propel yourself forward in your life. For all of you that are struggling with addiction, for all of you that are struggling with inner demons and all of that kind of garbage, what I tell you right now is face it and let it go. It's not easy, and I'm not going to pretend it is. It's a daily struggle for me. I have to put one step forward every single day. But the way I view life now and the trajectory that I see my life going, I couldn't have done it without experiencing all those things that I did in my past. I pray all of you out there are safe, and I hope that this message touches you and lets you understand that your past doesn't define you. It's how you move forward that does. Have a wonderful day, and I will be bringing new content as every day if I can, and I look forward to talking with you more. Thank you.